I've never seen such a rebellious son-in-law. He told him to punish his mother-in-law in front of Emperor Qing. Why does Fan Xian hate Li Yunrui so much? Not long ago, Qin Pingping told him there was a mole in the supervisory yuan. He told Li Yunrui about Yin Bingyun spying for the Northern Qi. Yin Bingyun's identity was exposed and she was arrested. After repeated investigations, he was sure of the identity of the mole. Then Yin Ruahai, the fishing master, approached Zhuge. Qin Pingping was assassinated some time ago. The shadow suspected him. He said he no longer trusted Qin Pingping. He wanted to borrow some men from Zhuge to pick up a man outside the city. But Zhuge insisted on asking him who he wanted to pick up. Yin Ruahai said Li Yunrui betrayed his son. He had to find evidence to bring down Li Yunrui. That's why he arrested a member of the Northern Qi delegation. To prove Li Yunrui's relationship with Zhuang Mohan, Zhuge's face changed when he heard about it. In fact, he set up Yin Ruahai. The next day, Yin Ruahai brought his men to the woods in the suburbs. He wanted his men to find a carriage to take him back. But to his surprise, one of them went straight to the witness and killed him. Yin Ruahai didn't know what was going on at first, but soon Zhuge came out from behind. After all these years in Tongweo, I never thought I'd end up in this situation. You can't kill me. Why? Have you ever thought about it? This could be a trap set by Qin Pingping to lure you in. It turns out Zhuge is from the procuratorate. Zhuge thought he had everything under control. Even if he kills Yin Ruahai now, Qin Pingping wouldn't find out, but he didn't realize he had already fallen into Yin Ruahai's trap. Yin Ruahai suddenly stopped. He realized that Zhu Ji's real purpose was to protect Li Yunrui. At that moment, Li Yunrui thought she had one, but Qin Pingping had it all under control. After Zhuge told the truth, Fan Xian pushed Qin Pingping out of the grove. Lord Zhu, you're being unreasonable. You say the Jinseguin's masters in Kyoto are being watched. What about me? How come I'm not being watched? Then Qin Pingping made a gesture. All of Zhuge's men were killed on the spot. He realized he was being set up by Pingping Qin. When Pingping Qin asked him why he wanted to be a gangster, Zhuge only said, everything he did was for the festival. He didn't want to take over the supervisory committee in the inner circle, because the procuratorate is not under the jurisdiction of the 6 ministries. And Fan Xian has less respect for the royal family. If someone with ambition takes control of the academy, manipulate the government, the consequences would be unimaginable. That's why the procuratorate must be in the hands of the royal family, and a royal son in power would cause a storm. But Li Yunrui is both a member of the royal family and a female emperor. One word can take his life away. So Li Yunrui is the best candidate. Although Zhuge has told us everything, but if he steals his confession, the procuratorate will have no evidence to arrest Li Yunrui. Just when he was about to make his move, Hong Xixiang suddenly appeared from the air. He snatched the dagger from his hand. Zhuge can only look at Qin Pingping with longing eyes. Qin Pingping's heart was still soft at the moment. He told Hongshi since he had already told everything. It doesn't matter if he lives or dies. With things having come to this point, it's a fool's errand to hand him over for interrogation. He wants to give Zhuge his last bit of dignity. Hong Xixiang was really touched. He gave the dagger back to Zhuge. Zhuge took the dagger, sighing at his life. After saying this, he plunged the dagger into his abdomen. He died on the spot. When Li Yunrui realized that the truth had been exposed, Li Yunrui knelt outside the palace and waited for Emperor Qing's punishment. Although he had many contacts in the court, but no one was there to plead for his life. No one pleaded for him. Only the crown prince came to plead for him. Please spare Andy. Let's wait a little longer. What's the point of waiting? Let's see if anyone will plead for him again. Emperor Qing knew someone would come, but he wasn't waiting for the crown prince. It was Fan Xian. As expected, it didn't take long. Fan Xian came to see him. After all, Li Yunrui is one heir's mother. But Fan Xian made a surprising decision. And it was this decision. That's what made Emperor Qing pay more attention to him. If you really came here to plead, I'd be disappointed. If you want to take over the procuratorate, I'm in charge of the Innery Treasure. Fan Xian avenged Ting Zijing's death, but Emperor Qing thinks he's only doing it for a guard. It proves he's not trained enough. But Fan Xian still insists. No matter what, he can't lose sight of what's right and what's wrong. But Li Yunrui is a member of the royal family. He can't kill him. He can only drive him out of Kyoto. It's a shame, but it's a result Fan Xian can accept. He's the first princess. We can't send him to the Ministry of Justice. He can't be sent back to his country. That's the heaviest punishment. When Li Yunrui found out that Fan was here to throw stones, he didn't plead for him. Instead, he laughed happily. Maybe I can persuade him again. My brother's heart is in the wrong. Just as they were about to leave, Emperor Qing aimed his bow and arrow at the armor on the wall. The sharp sword shot straight through the heart. Li Yunrui turned around when he heard the sound. In a trance, he saw Emperor Qing pointing a bow and arrow at him. He wanted to hide his embarrassment with a smile, but he didn't want tears to fall down his face. When Lin Wan'er learned the news, she went to see her mother at once. They didn't say a word. Li Yunrui sighed that she shouldn't have come to see him. She told Lin Wan heir after tonight, they will break off their relationship. At that moment, Lin Wan heir, who had been silent for a long time, finally spoke up. He naively thought that if the Yunrui was wrongly accused, she simply admitted that he had betrayed the Qing Empire. The Crown Prince and the Second Prince are fighting. The Innery Treasure and the Inspectorate are at the center of the storm. And Fan Xian, he's going to be in deep shit. Well, maybe that's what a mother does. She'd do anything to protect her daughter. The next day, Li Yunrui left Kyoto in a carriage. Sadly, no one came to see him off. Only the Crown Prince came to see him off. When the Crown Prince was about to leave, Fan Xian arrived unexpectedly. He's gone. There's no need to force them to leave. Your Highness, I'm seeing his mother off for her. This is definitely Fan Xian's happiest episode in the drama. Watching Li Yunrui getting drove out of Kyoto, he said, "I dreamed of your departure every day." Before she left, Li Yunrui told him she had left him a gift. When Fan Xian was about to go back, he saw Lin Wan heir hiding at the side. "I'm so sorry." "It's okay, you're just trying to protect yourself." Lin Wan heir told Fan Xian, whatever path he chooses, it's the path she prefers. Lin Wan heir seems to be the only warmth Fan Xian can feel in this cold world. Li Yunrui had just left Kyoto. Officials from the 6 ministries have been submitting reports. Fan Xian leaked information to the Northern Qi. Yan Bingyun was captured. Then Fan Xian was called to his residence by his father-in-law. He used a game of chess to teach Fan Xian how to conduct himself. There's no such thing as absolute fairness. Sometimes you have to use tricks in order to finish what you started. Then he told Fan Xian, Li Yunrui had failed and left Kyoto. It's time to prepare for his marriage to Wan heir. But now the 6 ministries are working together. Fan Xian has leaked information saying he's betraying Qing. Li Yunrui has only admitted to collaborating with Zhuge, but she hasn't admitted to betraying Yan Bingyun. Fan Xian says he didn't do anything. He was framed. The truth isn't important. Then what matters? Your attitude. Then his father-in-law reminded him. Emperor Qing will summon him soon. When he does, he'll do whatever he's told. That put Fan Xian in a difficult position. He couldn't refuse the emperor's request, but his father-in-law told him, a king and his subjects are not slaves. It's like 2 chess players who can lose pieces in a game. But what needs to be fixed? You still have to fix it. You're not at fault in this case. And with Fan's reputation, even His Majesty, he can't force you in the court. I've just said it. Come down from outside. His Majesty's decree has come from the palace. Fan Xian should come to the palace for an interview. Fan Xian followed Unico to the imperial study. But when he entered, he saw the 2 emperors waiting. Unsure of what to do, Fan Xian had to sit down. His Majesty didn't say why he wanted me here. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. His Majesty's heart is like an abyss. It's hard to guess. It's impossible to guess the heart of the emperor. I think the Crown Prince knows what's good for him. He's loyal and righteous. I admire you. What do you think? Your Highnesses, don't bring me along when the immortals fight. It wasn't long before a group of old eunuchs came with plates of food. The table was soon filled with food. At that moment, Emperor Qing also came in. He said that today is just a family banquet. He told them not to be formal. Since it's a family banquet, I don't think it's appropriate for me to be here. It's okay for you to have a thick skin. Emperor Qing watched his 2 sons eating. Then Emperor Qing asked Fan Xian a fatal question. Fan Xian, both of them, who do you favor? In the face of his own father's questions, whichever side Fan Xian chooses, Fan Xian will be offended by the other side. Emperor Qing then asked the 2 sons what they thought of Fan Xian. He's a loyal official of the country. He's highly regarded. Even more so, Fan Xian deserves it. Both brothers think highly of Fan Xian. Since Fan Xian is a great talent, they should protect him more in the future. Be the most important official in the court. That's what he said. All 3 sons were stunned. The old man is playing with the 3 brothers. The Crown Prince kneeled down and said, "Long live your father. I wouldn't dare covet the throne." The second son also knelt down to serve. Fan Xian was so scared, his mouth didn't even taste good. "I'm the emperor. If I live forever, are you happy or unhappy?" He let them continue eating. Then Emperor Qing gave them a few more words of encouragement. He said that rumors were spreading in the palace. Officials from the 6 ministries have been submitting reports about the rice title. They said Fan Xian betrayed the kingdom of Qing. Yan Bingyun's identity was exposed, but he wanted the rumors to stop. The Crown Prince and the Second Prince agreed, but it's useless for them to agree. So Emperor Qing came to the point to solve the problem. He had to tie the bell. Fan Xian must prove his innocence. To prove his innocence, that's the only way to stop the world from talking. What does your Majesty want me to do? Song Xiaoan, go to Northern Qi to retrieve the Yin soldiers. You needs a leader. Your Majesty wants me to turn my back on a new man. Only if you go yourself. To dispel suspicions in the court. Is that an order or a suggestion? My father-in-law has already told Fan Xian. Whatever Emperor Qing asks him to do, don't agree to anything. while Fan Xian was thinking about it. Emperor Qing said if he didn't want to go, he'd have to find him a new wife. He left the 3 brothers to eat. Why did Emperor Qing say 3 brothers? If you don't know the answer, look me up in the comments section. Fan Xian remembered Li Yunrui's words. Maybe this is the gift Li Yunrui left him before he left.